Skip Bayless has made a grave mistake by disrespecting Shannon Sharpe on Undisputed. And now his show on Fox Sports 1 could be ending soon. Skip failed to understand one of the most important rules in the 48 Laws of Power. 48 Laws of Power rule number 19. Know who you're dealing with. Do not offend the wrong person. Skip took unjustified shots and regularly took odd positions against Shannon, which ultimately created friction between the two. It was obvious that he did not totally respect Shannon as his colleague. In September 2016, Shannon joined Undisputed very new and unseasoned in the sports debate world. Skip, on the other hand, was very successful as a sports debater, leaving behind a successful run on First Take with Stephen A. Smith to start his own show on FS1. Skip signed a 4-year contract making $5+ million a year with his new company, and it was well deserved in my opinion. Skip was always known for his controversial opinions, but he was always willing to stick by his guns. Many fans, including myself, loved the dramatic back and forth between Stephen A. Smith and Skip Bayless. But I think a lot of us was also looking forward to see what he was gonna do with his own show. But over the years, I believe Skip Bayless started to feel himself a little too much with frequent outbursts.
Zeke, waves out. Take me out, coach.
Oh, we ain't gonna talk about this.
Take me out. It's my turn. You told me it was my turn.
He started spewing disrespectful comments to an NFL legend, which started to draw lines in the sand.
That's just, you have no objectivity. It's just straight Brady hate. Wait a minute. This is just straight hate by a guy who's jealous that he is still playing at a high level at 45 when you had to stop at 35.
That's what you do.
That's the point.
That's what you do. Every time I call something into question, I'm jealous.
No.
Skip, I did what I did.
I never said you were jealous of Baker Mayfield.
Skip, I did what I did. You make it seem like I was a bum. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame.
Okay,
I got 3 Super Bowls.
So what?
So what?
He's way better than you were.
I'm better than you.
Better.
Skip, I got to see what you do. You take personal shots.
No, I don't take personal shots. You started it.
Time out. You would take a personal shot at me.
I didn't take a personal shot at you.
Wait a minute.
What are you talking about?
You would take a personal...
Put your glasses back on.
Can I finish?
But Skip was totally unaware that he was disrespecting the guy that was literally carrying the show. When Shannon Sharpe was on Undisputed, the show averaged 200,000 viewers per episode. But as soon as Shannon left Undisputed, the show started to plummet, now averaging 50,000 viewers per episode. That is tragic. The disrespect in front of a live TV audience was becoming too much for Shannon Sharpe, and you could tell all over his face.
Because it took everything. Because I had to make a split-second decision. In that moment, Stephen, I had to make a split-second decision. And the decision I made was to have a further long-term career. Because I knew at that moment in time, it was only a matter of time. They was going to have to separate us. I knew that. I was willing to play out the contract, but I knew it was going to end because it started to come with greater regularity, the disrespect. You can say you can say I'm loud, you can say I'm obnoxious, you can say I'm arrogant, but to try to poo-poo my career, a 7th rounder that started out on special teams and played so well that I got into the Hall of Fame, to try to minimize that was very disheartening for me.
According to the law, when you offend the wrong person, the consequences of those actions can have a dramatic impact on your future. You never know who that person you're offending will ultimately become. In this case, Skip wasn't aware that Shannon was a significant reason why the audience tuned in day after day. His blatant disrespect led Shannon to ultimately leave the show after his contract was up. This forced Undisputed to scramble to find a new quality co-host, which has been unsuccessful. And now Undisputed is on the verge of cancellation due to its horrific numbers since Sharpe's departure. See, disrespecting people because you have some title or you feel like you're above someone for some reason is a fool's game. Always be careful how you treat people, because that person can literally hold the key to your future in their hands. This law applies to everybody, no matter if you're an entrepreneur with a multi-million-dollar business or you work for Home Depot. Being disrespectful can cost you everything one day. Your job, your house, your family, and in extreme circumstances, your life. This is a true story. I used to work for a guy who was very, very intelligent. He was a very impressive guy. And he was one of the guys that helped to get the company off the ground. He had all the skills to be super successful in the business. He was that talented. But there was one major negative about him that stopped him from reaching his potential. And that was he did not know how to talk to people. When he spoke to you, he was speaking to you like a child. He would yell at people, he would scream, he would act a damn fool if he didn't get his way about something. If you know me personally, you know that I'm not a kumbaya, marshmallow type of person. I'm a straight shooter. I tell you exactly how I think it is. But there's a fine line between being a straight shooter and someone who's just plain nasty. His terrible behavior forced a lot of people out of the company, including myself. Me and him used to battle all the time. To make it very, very, very long story short, the last time I heard about him, he had just lost a lawsuit. The company that he helped build crumbled and is no longer around anymore. He went from leading a rising company that was making waves in New York City to now working at the bottom of the totem pole. But he did this to himself. That's why I don't feel bad for him. And that's why I don't feel bad for Skip Bayless either. Skip Bayless broke the 19th law. Skip didn't know who he was dealing with. He didn't fully understand the consequences of his actions. His disrespectful self walked a man that was literally keeping Undisputed's head above water right out the door, which is the dumbest thing you could possibly do as a man of business. You should always mind your attitude, because the very people you think are below you can be the very reason you lose everything. These are grown people you're dealing with, and if you can't treat them with respect, then step aside. Since Shannon left Undisputed, his career has been on fire. The ratings of First Take has averaged 5 times more views than Skip's revamped show. He has introduced hit shows like Nightcap with Chad Ochocinco and Gilbert Arenas, and his show Club Shay Shay currently has the second most popular interview in the history of YouTube, thanks to Cat Williams' rant on Hollywood. And Shannon is showing no signs of slowing down. Skip's Undisputed is having the worst run in the history of the show right now. And there have been rumors that the show is coming to its end. Shannon didn't just leave. He left for Undisputed's main competition, First Take. After dismissing Max Kellerman, First Take was looking for its superstar opposite of Stephen A. Smith. And Skip delivered Shannon to ESPN on a silver-plated platter. So tell me what you think. Am I off or am I on? Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Anyway, that's my time. Peace.